Hello, and welcome to season 2 of For the Love of Tinsel, your safe and cozy place to lean into your love of romantic holiday movies. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela,
And I'm Isha.
and welcome to our first episode of season 2. Yay!
Yeah, we still love these movies. We're
Mhm.
still unapologetic. And we know that we're not alone for the holiday escape. So we know the world may be losing its mind, but at least we can find some solace in the consistency of the holiday movie season. So, for those of you who are just meeting us for the first time, we are best friends. We are creatives, and we have loved this genre since we were what were you like 9 years old when we
I
met?
mean, I
So,
don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean, we were little, and we've been watching these movies forever. And it's just really great to just have a forum where we can just talk about them now that we're older and we can say more and see more.
Yeah.
So, let's think about this. Like, what are we? Why are we doing this, right? And I think the fact of the matter is that we wanted to have a place where we could talk about, you know, the good, the bad, the what the heck during this season. These movies are so much fun for us. They don't have to be brilliant. That's not why we watch them. We watch them for just the vibe of it. It makes lets you know that this season is here, and it's just a great way to escape. And so what we do is that we primarily focus on
Mhm.
the romantic movies of the season, and then we're not channel specific. So we'll watch whatever's on that's about the season, Hallmark, Netflix, Max, Amazon, whatever. We'll watch all of that.
And also, one of the things that make this podcast special, and it's what drew us to want to make it, is to also to be able to talk about like the art of how you make these movies with, creative. So with directors, writers, costume designers, production designers. I directed a Christmas movie last season called The New Orleans Noel that was available on Lifetime. And the experience of making that movie, oh, thank you, was
You're
just
welcome.
I met so many incredible people who make these movies and love them. And I felt like I wanted to, like, it would be great for us to be able to give them a platform to talk about their movies and the process and just the love of making it. So that's another thing that we'll be doing in this podcast is interviews
Yes.
with, creatives working on the films. So we are going to also do reviews and we're going to have a rating
Right.
system. And our rating system is unique in that we have a certain kind of criteria. So our criteria is, we're rating movies on chemistry, on holiday magic, a favorite of mine, on family. So, like family togetherness, how they show that kind of thing. And, conflict, which, minimal, but, the fact that people come up with some kind of
There
obstacles in these movies,
there has to be some, right?
there has to be
You
some.
gotta
It's really hard
you
to
gotta
do.
overcome something, right? You
It's
gotta
really hard
overcome
to do.
something.
It's really
You
hard to
gotta
do.
root for something.
And then finally, we call all the feels. And all the feels is kind of that kind of nebulous thing where you just know, like, there's some movies where you're like, I got all the feels. I can't even explain why,
Right.
but it just gives you all the feels. So our ratings will be out of 10. And we tend to grade very generously, I think,
Sure.
yeah, because
Tis the season to be
tis the season.
kind.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's our rating system.
Right. Now, why do we do this, Ange?
Uh, you know,
I mean, I mean, for me, I love the escape, and I love the cheesiness of it all. I will own it. I will recognize it. I will name it. But I mean, I think the point is that, I think this season this holiday movie season, it romanticizes um everything, and it just makes me think about younger times and innocent versions of myself, and I love that. I love the consistency that, it's that time of the year, the cheesy movies are coming in, and it's fun, and it's cozy, and it's just a comfortable place to go and then laugh and sit back and joke with friends about. Like, that's why I do it. What about you?
well, I mean, I've told the story before, but the short of it is, my father passed away on Christmas Eve, and when that happened, the Christmas holidays just kind of had a darkness to them. And so what I would do is, you'd be sitting in your pajamas, you're kind of morning thinking about the world, and I would just turn on these movies, and Hallmark, Lifetime, they were on all the time, and they actually brought me a sense of joy, and it made me really appreciate the holiday season, appreciate why it's special. And so I feel like a special warmness to the movies because I really felt like they helped me
Exactly.
out of a really dark place. And so that's why I'm just so forgiving and loving about like all that goes on because I
Exactly.
just like it's
Exactly.
all out of love. And I think that's why people love these movies so much too, is the holidays are such a complicated time. And these movies are so uncomplicated and there's
Right.
something nice about it, like and you
Yes.
can watch them with other people and just, you're just kind of hanging out and chatting. And so that's why I love these movies. We have,
Right. I mean,
oh, go ahead, Aisha.
no, I was just gonna say, I'm like, you're not watching them for shock value.
Mhm.
That's not the point. You kind of know where it's gonna go from the moment it starts, and that's the point. A little predictability can go a long way with
Mhm.
these kind of movies. You're just like, I got it. Let's just see how they get there and enjoy the ride.
So Aisha, I will say, is really good at coming up with
Uh
all of the like holiday puns. So she wrote the outline here, and I have to say this. I'm going to say this line, but she wrote it, and she says,
You
and
didn't
I
have to put
quote,
my name on it. You're so mean. You're so
she
mean.
wrote, and I quote, "So that's us in a roasted chestnut shell."
Yes, I did, okay? That was just for the page, maybe, not necessarily to be said out loud, but
Oh my god,
getting into the I'm
I was
getting
like.
into the mood of the season, darn it.
Oh my god. I was like, "Oh, I have to say that just like that." Um, so,
Yep, I said
so I
cheesiness, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that.
I know, I know. Okay, so, we've had a whole year since the last,
Yeah,
season. I mean, I can't believe it's been a year, and I was trying to think about what I did this past year. I don't know. I mean, I working on a documentary where I've been traveling to a lot of places throughout this world. So I've traveled a lot this year.
right.
I mean, that's really, a big thing. And I got a new car, which is very exciting. Her name is Harvey. Uh and but that's really all I've been up to. Aisha, what have you been up to this year?
Don't you have an anniversary coming up or something?
Oh, I mean, yeah, but it'll be 2 years in January. 2 years of wedded bliss. So
It's
there's that too.
beautiful, it's beautiful.
There's that too. So yeah, just so it's been a overall it's been a solid year. Yeah,
Nice.
what about you?
You know what? I'm feeling blessed, as my shirt says.
Mm,
I think not to say that I've been unaffected by the craziness of
yeah.
the state of the world. It's just, but I think it just makes me cling harder and longer to those that I love. I've got my 3 boys who are growing like weeds, but they're amazing. I'm just learning to like appreciate the moments, the seconds, the minutes,
Hmm.
and just acknowledge that I require time to unwind. I require time to escape. I require time to be joyful, and it's a gift. I'm really working on that. I'm really leaning into that. So that's me. And speaking of escape, we could probably start talking about this season that's coming up
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
I just think these movies are just a great way to just escape from it all. It really is. It's just a great way to just sit in. You may know what's going to happen. You probably will. It's not the point. It's just to enjoy the holiday season. So as of the holiday season started in terms of the
Yeah,
movies
I
on
know.
October 20th, I think, right? Like it's crazy that it starts in October. Actually, there was
Crazy.
Christmas in July and Hallmark, but we'll talk about that a different time. But
Mhm.
um so season started October 20th, 2023, and it's going to go to the end of December. And from what I've seen, because this is our before really getting into this season, episode, from what I've seen, it already looks different than last year. The
Mhm.
Hallmark has come out strong like it always does. It's the one that's really always been at the beginning of this, and it's put out 44, you heard me, 44 new holiday movies compared to last year, which was 42. But Lifetime has put out 12 versus 26 last year. So they're clearly doing something different. But over all of the platforms, there's around 144 movies, which is a lot. We are not gonna watch them all. We
No.
don't have lives like that.
Mm.
But there's a lot of we can and I doubt that you'll be able to watch them all, whoever's, looking, but we can go through a lot of them and just let you know which ones are highlights, which ones are, worth some time, and just so you know what's out there, so you can decide on your own.
Yeah.
Um,
And so I should say too that the movies started October 20th and they're going to go all the way through the end of the year. So
yeah.
so Lifetime, Hallmark, Great American Family, Max, Amazon, all of these places will be showing movies from now to the end of the year.
Yeah, all of that.
So before the season even starts,
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about what things we're kind of looking for and sort of hopeful about the season. I always look for the holiday movies that have some brown people in them. I just do.
fair.
And so whenever the list comes through, you kind of scroll through, you're kind of like, okay, what are the names? And you try to see there are the people who are in them all the time, the Tia Tamaras, those kind of people. Then there are people who I'm always interested to see, like, who are the new people into the holiday
Right.
space because there's a lot of actors that you see over and over again. And I like to see, especially kind of the new celebrity who gets into the space. So I'm going to be looking for that. I'm going to be looking at kind of the new celebrities of color who want to dive into this holiday space. What are you looking for, Aisha?
Let's see, people-wise, I think that, I mean, I've seen so many of these movies. I like, for instance,
Hmm.
Tyler Hines from Three Men and a Baby from last year. I mean,
Hmm.
he can convince me that he longs for a rusty nail. He's just so
Mhm.
good
Yeah.
at that, and I'm just like, you do you. Always a solid film if he's in it because he does love so well. Just
Mhm.
the pining, he's got it down. I really love that there are some new people that you never see, like
Mhm.
Brandy is gonna be in a
Oh,
holiday
yes.
movie,
I'm really excited about that.
right?
Brandy and Heather
Heather
Graham?
Heather Graham, I mean, I love a good silver fox ones, like, I love
Mhm.
the older people and love during the holidays. For some
Mhm.
reason, so many writers do that, like, seem to have the most fun with that, and there seems to be
Mhm.
I think there's a bunch of them that are gonna be out, so I'm looking forward to that. What? Eddie Murphy? He's gonna be in a holiday
Mhm.
movie? When does that
I
happen?
know. I
So,
know. I
I'm
know.
excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I mean, I also Jackie. Jackie
Yeah, Jackie
is
Harry,
gonna be
she's
in one. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So that's gonna be fun. That's coming. I think it's called like the Christmas Intern. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
And I'm also excited to see how the genre is being pushed. Meaning, like, so there's a lot of professions you see a lot in these movies,
Oh my
and
goodness, those are the
um,
best.
and so, someone's an architect, which, my film had that. And some are
Right.
people working at hotels. And so I'd like to see what new occupations they can dig up because you're like, people do a lot of things for a living. So if someone has a job that's sort of unusual and it's about an unusual job, I'll be more drawn to it because I feel like at least the conversations will be like newer conversations. So I'm always looking for that too.
Well, I mean, it's so funny. So, right, so you have, like, the prince or the princess or a royal
Hmm.
from a country you've never heard of, right? The
Hmm.
baker was huge the
Oh
last
my God.
couple of
The
years.
baker was huge. Yes.
Everyone was a baker. At least
Mhm.
one of the couples was a baker.
Mhm.
There's the
Mhm.
marketing person who does
Yeah.
random marketing things that's not specific,
Mhm.
and the designer, the clothing designer, there's always 3 or 4 good ones. It used to be everyone was like a wedding planner. Do you remember? It
Oh
was always
yeah,
a
it
wedding
went through that
planner.
stage. That was a little weird because you're like, not that many people get married Christmas time. I mean, but yeah, they went through a wedding planner thing. The
You
designer,
guys
I
are
can think of
strong.
like, yeah, I can think of three designer movies, at least.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely,
at
that's
least.
always the thing, like, I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's an odd connection,
Mhm,
it's gonna do funny things to your budget, but okay,
mhm.
okay, do what you need to
Movies
do." So, yeah.
also, there's always a mood board in a holiday movie. I don't whatever job somebody
Is it the
has,
holidays without a mood board?
there's always a mood board. I mean, it's always like I don't I mean, I make mood boards a lot as a filmmaker, but do other people make mood boards a lot? I guess so. So, that's
Right.
something I always
Oh,
kind of wait.
they used to have the singer, right? There's
Yeah,
always at
yeah,
least a
yeah.
bunch of them, which some of those are good because I appreciate holiday music that's not the standards. Because I know the standards are cheaper, but sometimes I can't hear Jingle Bells sung
I
differently
know.
one more time.
But,
So
it's like they do that because 'cause they're public domain, and so
the
they don't cost
I I
anything,
I
but yeah.
I get it. It's just I just appreciate it when they can push the music envelope a little
Mhm.
bit more and have a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah,
That's always fun for me.
yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. But I think for us this year, we're going to really go over a bunch of genres that we can clump them together when we talk so you can have
Mhm.
a just a bigger picture of it. We're going to talk about um Christmas and Kismet and this whole idea. We can tell you about a bunch of movies that are coming out that's really just about are we fated to find love, and that's just about fate. And
Mhm.
sequels, there's a bunch of sequels coming out this year.
Yeah.
So we can talk about all the ones that are sequels, and that's fun. And then one of the favorites is that the whole idea of it's never too late to find love. And those are some of my favorites because there's a lot of it is people who are a little bit older. I'm older. I mean, I'm married, happily so, but I like the ones when they're not adjusting just to 20 something, just figuring it out when it's older people who've
Older
lived a little bit.
Aisha,
Older. I didn't say
older.
old. I didn't say old. Older.
I mean,
Older is
those
fair.
ones are like, older, like 60, like moms who are next generation. I think older is that old that you're
Well,
talking
I'm
about.
putting them together, not just to silver foxes, but, like, they have a
Right.
lot
Okay.
who, single parent there's single parent love,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know? There are a
Single
lot
parent
of
love.
those out there. Single parents deserve, love again.
There was a time
So
where they would not do single
oh,
parents. It was
that
always
was
like somebody had to die, like the one of the parents had to be dead. There couldn't be like
yes.
so finally maybe somebody in the network space said it's okay for
It
people
doesn't
to
kill
be
the Christmas
divorced.
spirit.
Because I was always like, why is the person being dead better than dealing
And
with
it
the
it changes
realities?
exactly, it changes the trajectory of the movie because 'cause you're just kinda
Exactly.
like, "Is it too soon to tell?" Like, I'm not sure. The kid's not ready, we're not ready. I don't
I
know
know.
if they should be mourning right now or not, so
Oh my god,
yes.
they did always used to sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but they did always used to do this thing where it would be like the person's been dead for like a year, and you were like, "That's not long enough." Like, that's
Too soon, and you've
not
ruined the movie. Yes.
exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I
Yes.
feel like they've moved away from that, which is great. Anyway, I was
Yes.
just talking
Yeah.
some more about topics we're doing for this season. Go
No,
ahead,
no, no.
go
I
ahead.
mean, like, and of course we're gonna go for, look for the ones that just have the best romance. I mean,
Mhm.
they're like romance books slash movies during the holiday season. Though when they
Yes.
get it right, it's fun, it's awesome, you appreciate it, deserves to be noted. So, um, I'm excited about that. I'm
Oh,
excited
and
about it.
yeah, also one thing that's very different is we're going to be doing video this season. So as
We are.
you can see
We're
us.
here.
We have gotten our production design. Shout out to Dwayne Prefume who's producing the podcast and put all of this together and helps
Woo-wee.
us with all of our
Yes.
technical things. Also, here are our mugs that have our For the Love of Tinsel you know, logo on it. So,
Ching, Angela.
uh,
Ching,
oh, Ching, Ching.
ching,
Oh, you know what? We should sell
ching.
these, Aisha. This is a duh. Yeah, we'll let you guys
We
know where
should
you can
what?
get these. Sell these. We
Oh,
should sell
yeah.
these mugs. Duh. So we'll let you guys know where to get
Look
these
how
mugs
pretty
if you
they
want
are,
to. They
though.
are really cute.
Yes.
Look. So oh wait, Aisha, tell them about
So
the
cute.
design of the logo, who did it, the inspiration. Tell them about all that.
Right. So, well, this is us, right? So I think you can
Mm-hmm.
see that. This is us.
Mm-hmm.
And this was designed by the lovely artist, Kara Morehouse of Little Blue Windmill. and
Mhm.
she's amazing, and she gets us, and she knows us, and, she's amazing. So, we are really blessed to have her design our mugs for us and our logo, as you saw.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
Cool.
yay.
All right. So, do you want to give a little preview and review a holiday movie now?
The season started. Let's do it.
I
Let's
know.
get into it. We gotta get our feet wet. So let's do it. Let's do it. So what
Okay.
are we reviewing?
We are reviewing a movie called Where Are You Christmas that played on the
Right.
Hallmark Channel. I'll
Right.
read the little summary. It's starring Lindsay Fonseca. Oh, I didn't practice that.
Mhm.
I'm giving that name an ethnic flair it does not have. But
It
Lindsay
may. You
Fonseca,
don't
true.
know.
I don't. You're right. I don't know. I'm making some assumptions. I don't know.
Yep.
Lindsay could be ethnic in a way. I don't know. Michael Rady and Jim
Mhm.
O'Hare from Parks and Recreation plays her father. Um, and it's directed
Oh, is that
by.
where he's from? Oh,
That's
wow,
where
okay.
he's from. Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
He's yeah. He's just and directed by Dustin Reichert and written by Michael Rice and Timothy Kuriak. I really need to check how to say these names before I do this again. But
How are you
all of those
gonna know?
people. How do I know?
It's all
Uh,
good.
so Addie wishes for a year without Christmas. I don't know if she does that, but and she wakes up in a world of
Yeah.
black and white. She must work together with the town mechanic to restore Christmas. I wish that summary were written better, Hallmark.
I was about to say, it's like,
I just want you to
that
know
did not sell that movie at all.
I did not write that summary. Let me actually give the Angela Tucker summary because wow, that was terrible. Okay. Okay. This woman, Addie. Okay, I'm ready. This woman, Addie, is
Yes.
like, busy lady, who makes like Christmas, makes some kind of Christmas marketing campaign things for a living. And so she's all Christmas all the time. So by the time she goes home for Christmas, she's like, oh, I'm so tired of the holidays because I'm thinking about Christmas all the time. So her brother decides he's going to propose to his girlfriend on Christmas Eve, and she decides to go home to small town that's obsessed with Christmas. I don't know the name, but small town that's obsessed with Christmas in someplace cold. Obviously filmed in Canada, and
Is it
and when
all
she
of them are
goes
filmed
there,
in Canada?
they're all Canada. So she goes home and she's kind of in her feelings. Her and her dad have some kind of like beef that you learn about later, kind of. But she feels really kind of out of place, and goes for a drive, and is sort of just feeling down. Gets into a car accident, and she's okay. And the town mechanic, who's a cutie, and
He
owns
is
the
a
one
cutie.
tow truck in town. He's a kitty. Owns the one tow truck in town, rescues her, and then she all of a sudden sees everything in black and white. Everything is in black and white. And it's
Yes.
because there's no Christmas. And everybody's like, not only is there no Christmas, everyone is in a bad mood. Like
Yes.
everyone's like, stop
Of
talking about
course.
this Christmas. What is it? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Everyone's in a bad mood. Then eventually she shows people one by one the love of Christmas, and their color comes back. A la Pleasantville, that movie with Toby
Yes.
Maguire from a very long time ago. Um,
Yes.
so I told basically most of the plot, but not all of the plot, but you would see all of that in the trailer.
Right.
So,
Right, I mean, right, the
yeah, go ahead.
conflict is whether or not she can get Christmas to return in time,
Mhm.
so she's
Right.
somehow caught into this magical loop where it's not enough for her to return Christmas to other people, she's gotta
Mhm.
find some way to get it to herself before she only has a couple of days to do it,
Right.
and or it's stuck like that forever. So,
Okay.
you start to she has to come up with a way with the help of the town mechanic to to figure it out together,
I know.
or be stuck without the love and that Christmas brings because she wished it away, and now she's gotta figure out how to return it.
Oh, and there's like a Santa app. So she's in an app, and somehow there's like Santa got into the app and is like ho ho ho, and I guess
Yeah,
leading her along this journey. Santa, who's
right.
definitely voiced by Jim O'Hare from Parks recreation. That's definitely his voice. In addition to playing her father. Um, but so I, in terms of chemistry, I felt like the two of them had nice chemistry.
Mhm. Sure.
Like I felt like they were two people that I believed. What I liked about it wasn't I thought for sure they would know each other beforehand, but they didn't really know each other beforehand.
No.
Which is kind of surprising because it was a small town. But so I liked that they were just meeting and you could kind of feel feel some, vibe. Uh and like and there were two people that I looked at and thought if you would be together. And it was about them falling for one another, but not totally about that. Like it was
Right.
really about her kind of finding her love for Christmas again and appreciating where she's from, which is kind of like a theme that comes up a lot in these movies. Um and
Right.
so I mean in terms of ratings too, one thing I wanted to bring up is it has a very good Christmas magic. It's in the plot kind of more so than in terms of the whole everything is black and white until you figure out the love of Christmas and then it comes to color. Did that work for you, Aisha? Or what did you think about the black and white color thing?
Um, I mean, it was very Pleasantville. It wasn't new, the whole
Mm-hmm.
idea of it,
Mm-hmm.
and but it was cute. I mean, they pushed the envelope, but I mean, it didn't I it was a very over the top metaphor for
Mm-hmm.
losing
I know.
Christmas and finding your color.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they did as it could have been really, which is what I assumed was going to happen when I saw
Mm-hmm.
the trailer, that it was gonna be so ridiculous over the top that it would cloud the relationships, which makes or breaks, most of these movies, and it
Mm-hmm.
didn't. They had strong enough, uh, people in the movie that could really create a real character, right? So, do you want me to say what I thought before you say
Yeah,
a rating?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So say what you
So
thought and then your rating.
okay, so no, no, no. You say your rating first. You were
Okay.
almost gonna say it, and then so I still don't know what you were gonna give it. Okay,
Okay, okay.
so in terms of Lindsay Fonseca, she last year, people may have recognized her from Next Stop. No, not even. It was 2021. She was in a movie called Next Stop Christmas, which was very similar in terms of the magical thing. She was on some train that she had wished basically for a different path, and then when the train gets to her town, everything
Oh.
was different for her, and she could
Mm.
finally have a shot at the guy that she thought she was supposed to be with, as opposed to the hometown guy who was in love with her, and she got to start all over again, and she was stuck in that town, like, she couldn't get on the train to leave until and she had to do it by Christmas or she would lose everything. So, it was very similar. I'm assuming Lindsay was she's good in these kind of movies.
Mhm.
This one was better than Next Stop Christmas,
Mhm.
for sure, just because the chemistry was better.
Yeah.
But, what I liked about this one was it really wasn't like, one of the things that we talked about are movies that are about love, but not romantic love necessarily. So I thought they did a really good job about all the different ways you can love somebody. And
Mhm.
so, there was mother-daughter moments that I thought were really touching. There were brother-sister moments, which they don't do very often, that I thought was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
touching about, she was annoying, but you
Mhm.
saw her upside. Sometimes I have these protagonists where you're like, "I don't like you, and
Mhm.
I need to care about your happiness, and I don't." And you got her quirky and how annoying she could be, but you also got her
Mhm.
growth, and she wasn't just all bad, all good at all. So I appreciated that. They had some really great father-daughter moments. I'm just thinking of anyone who's watching this movie, everyone will get one of those, and
Right,
even this
right.
idea of, like, if you're not from a city and you're from a town, and what is the upside of that, and importance of that. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. So though all of that stuff, I actually thought they had some really great performances.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I thought that too. Oh, so now I've gotta rate. I don't know, it's hard the first one because you're just like, yeah, what if
Right,
there's
and it's early in the season, right? You don't wanna give this one
early
a
in the
high score and then
season.
realize, or maybe it's what the best of the lot, we don't know.
Okay, so,
Come on, you got this, you got this. It's like
I'm
Dancing with
gonna
the Stars.
give
Go, don't
it
worry.
And I'm gonna give it an
Oh,
8.5.
wow. Okay.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Wait, why are you saying wow?
Solid.
Oh, solid. I felt like it
Like
was
a
solid. I felt like it was solid. I will say, like, I mean, I'm always kind of like eyeing the diversity. There were friends. There was the best. There was a friend, and there was like another guy. There were some brown people, but it wasn't like in the plot that much. I liked their vibe a lot. I liked their energy. I liked it. I feel like I didn't love it. I don't know why. Maybe because like I wanted more heat or something. And sometimes the VFX in the beginning I had a hard time with. Like sometimes
That's
the
okay.
effects. I know. Sometimes the effects. I was like,
You're
ooh,
still a good
maybe.
person. It is
Yeah. I was like,
okay.
maybe don't do something that's this effects heavy on this budget. It's a little dicey. But I did like it. I know, I can't help it. But I did,
You're a filmmaker. It is
I am a
okay.
filmmaker,
This
I
is the
can't
point
help
when
it.
I'm just like
I just like, I don't know what you're talking about and why you were
I mean,
looking for
like, yeah,
that.
you always will see more than me, so
I
you know
know. And
more.
there's just like some stuff in the beginning, and I just was like, why are you using effects? It's not good. But I did really like them together. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I actually would maybe will change that in my mind later, but it feels too early to go higher than that. So I'm gonna
It's
say that.
okay. I mean, I think
Mhm,
8.5 and you know what we'll do on our last episode? For
mhm.
your highest ones, I'm gonna see if those scores still hold up. I mean, for all you
Okay.
know, it may turn into a 9.5 after
It
we see the
may.
rest of these
It
movies.
may. I mean,
So
I liked it. That's why I feel like I think about, when I was a professor at Too Late, if I gave a student an 85, they would be like, I failed, That's why I know that
right.
8.5 is to some people they failed. But I think it's a good grade. Aisha, what do you
There's opportunity for growth. I
think? Mhm.
gave it a 7.5,
Oh, interesting. Uh-huh.
but I think that I might change that later after I see the rest of lot, because 'cause I've already seen some trailers that I'm like, "Good lord, are they all gonna be like this?" So,
Mhm.
um, but I'm leaving room in either direction. I know that it was cute. It wasn't romance heavy, although they had a
Right,
cute
right,
moment
right.
at the end, that
Mhm.
I liked, but it wasn't romance heavy. I tend to give higher scores to the ones that are a little bit more
Yeah,
like that, but
yeah.
I really liked the family stuff, so
Mhm.
that's why I'm giving it a 7.5 in my book is a pretty high score.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I'm a very
I'm
generous
happy with
grader on
that.
these. Yeah, I'm very generous. Okay, cool. Well, that all makes sense. Yeah. All right.
Yay! That was
Yay.
fun. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that was we saw, what, 3 already, and that was by far
Oh yeah.
the best of the 3.
Okay. You know what? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
letting the people know, letting the people
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Alright,
There was
so,
like, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I was gonna talk about it. No, I'm not gonna talk about any others. I'm just gonna talk about that one.
don't you do
We
it,
need
don't do it,
we
save
we
it for
need to
later.
wrap up. We need to wrap up. Go ahead.
Save it up, right. So, that this was really, really fun. I can't wait for, episode 2 so we can, talk some more now that you know who we are and how we are, and more movies come out because we have to watch them and talk about them. Alright,
Exactly.
so that's us for now. We're super excited to do this with you. We're super excited that you can see us and are crazy, but, hopefully you can also hear and see that we absolutely adore each other and we love doing this. We love watching the movies and talking about them. So hopefully you can come back and do this with us again with the next episode. So thank you so much for your time and till next time.
Yeah. So if you want to connect with us, first of all, please tell your friends to follow us on all the platforms: Spotify, Apple, all the places that you
Instagram.
find. But follow our Instagram account, the number 4, the love of tinsel. Facebook, it's also the number 4, the love of tinsel. And you can also check out our website, which is for the love of
Yes.
tinsel.com. So please tell your friends. We're at YouTube now, which is exciting.
We
Uh
are.
exciting. So yeah, there's all lots of places to connect with us. And we're gonna, do a lot of fun things on social media too. So check out. check that out too.
And we wanna hear your thoughts, like, because we can't watch everything, obviously, we're only
No.
2 people, but we'd love to hear what you like, what you've seen, what you think is worth seeing, so as we'll try to put it on our docket as well. Also, what
Okay.
you didn't like. I wanna hear
Yeah.
that too, because I
Mhm.
might say, "Girl, tell me about it."
Yeah.
Or guy, or all of us.
So we'd love to thank our incredible producer, Dwayne Prefume, and
Yes.
also our amazing production assistant, Nika Troy. So thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks
Thank
everyone.
you.